For most of my life, I thought that the only way I could lose weight or get healthy was to find that perfect diet that I could follow to a T that would answer all my problems. I spent almost 30 years of my life yo-yo dieting, searching on the internet for thinspiration, falling on and off the wagon constantly. And it wasn't until I was able to get rid of that perfectionist mindset that I was actually able to lose weight and keep it off. That fad diet mindset where there's an answer out there and I'm the problem and the diet's not the problem is the reason why diets fail. It's the reason why most of us can't lose weight. And it's the reason why when we do lose weight, we gain it all back in the long run. So today we are chatting about getting rid of that perfectionist mindset, getting rid of that all in, all out thought process, and we're going to be able to tackle our health journey and actually lose the weight as a result for good. So let's have a nice little chat. Grab your favorite beverage and let's go. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. I am Sam. I run the blog samcookskindness.com and I make videos here on YouTube, mostly showing what I'm eating all the time. I am vegan. I've been vegan for 7 years and I have a history of yo-yo dieting that can top anybody out there probably. Up and down, every fad out there I tried from a very young age, probably around 14, 15 years old, I started playing around with fad diets. So I got some experience in that diet world, as I'm sure most of us do. However, I have made it to the other side. Now I've lost 73 pounds, and a lot of this has to do with ditching that perfectionism mindset that I had for so long. I was constantly stuck in that, well, I already ate a cookie, might as well just throw in the towel and restart my diet on Monday type of thought process. And obviously, that's not helping anybody. So let's dive into this and start to break it down a little bit. Let's talk about my all-in era, my perfectionism era, and why it led me to failure. And it's probably leading you to failure as well. I didn't lack motivation, even though I thought I did. There was nothing wrong with my body, even though I thought there was. I thought I was the exception to the rule. I thought that I couldn't lose weight because every diet I tried would work for a week and then it would fail. Or I'd lose some weight and then within the next month it would all be back plus more. It wasn't a lack of motivation. I had too much pressure. Every attempt started with big promises. This is the diet that ends all diet. Eat more, weigh less. Go to Weight Watchers, whatever. Every diet attempt started with big promises, with strict rules to follow, with lots of motivation going in. I would clear out the house. I would get all the things that I would need. And I would go in with the expectation that I would do this perfectly. And it would work for a little while at least, until it didn't anymore. The second life happened, the second I got a little too hungry, the second I ate a cookie and thought I ruined everything, it was over. Life happens and it's easy to get burnout. It's easy to spiral the other way, especially when you're following a diet that is not maintainable. I would have one imperfect day and it would feel like permission to just quit entirely and restart on Monday. Looking back now, I never thought it was an issue with my mindset. I realized that my lack of discipline problem that I thought that I had was really perfectionism in disguise. My plan that I was following only worked if I was perfect. And the second I wasn't, that was the end. Over the last few years, I've been realizing and learning and growing with my weight loss as I've lost weight, as I've gained health. And what I've realized is that mindset is the number one thing. I am not perfect when it comes to what I eat. I still have some junk food here and there. I still include some processed foods here and there. I still indulge on the holidays. But the change that I've made is that I don't let moments like that derail me, no matter how often they may come. The biggest change for me wasn't a meal plan. It wasn't a workout. It was letting go of the idea that I needed to be perfect to make progress. I stopped asking myself, what's the fastest way to get results? Because I was that person that would literally be calculating, if I lost this many pounds this week, or if I lost this many pounds for the next year, how much would I weigh? And then I get so excited because I see this number on paper, but this is a dream. This has nothing to do with real life, and I would obsess over these numbers. So instead of searching for a diet constantly that would get me the quickest results, I had to change my thought process. And I started to think about, what can I actually sustain? It's that middle road. It's that happy medium where you're gonna find progress. You're gonna find that you can be more consistent, because that's where you are not giving up, but you're also not going in the extreme opposite direction with like these fad diets and things that are not sustainable for you. So it's that middle road. It's that happy medium where things finally clicked for me. It didn't feel exciting. I made small, sustainable changes that balloon and spiral and snowball into big changes over time. I started small, and that is what led me to being more consistent, to being able to actually sustain health changes that I wanted to make and to see weight loss and health improvements in the long term. It didn't feel exciting, but it worked. I stopped treating every choice like a test that was pass or fail. And because of that, consistency was actually able to be possible at that point. So if you're stuck in this constant spiral where you feel like you need to be perfect, or maybe you don't even realize that you're in this spiral, but you know you're in this all in, all out mindset. You realize that you lose weight and then you gain it right back. And for some reason, you just can't reach the goals that you want to reach. And odds are it's probably your mindset, and little switches are going to help you a ton. So here's a few actionable steps that you can take to try to start to really get out of this perfectionism mindset. Step 1 to get out of this mindset: you are going to set minimums for yourself, not maximums. This means no more diving in to crazy changes in your diet. No more finding a fad diet to follow that lasts for a week and then you give up. This means you are setting the bare minimum habits that you are going to do every single day. So instead of jumping from 1,000 steps a day to 10,000 steps a day, you're going to work your way there. You're going to set your minimum. So you're going to say, when it comes to steps, as an example, you're going to say, I know I walk an average of 5,000 steps a day. My minimum goal is 6,000 steps a day. And then when that feels easy, then you can adjust your minimum, because life is constantly changing and you are able to change your mind, and you are also able to change your minimums. So this is you sitting down and planning out what those base habits are going to be. What is the minimum, bare minimum that you have to do in a day to feel like you won? For me, my minimums have changed and evolved over time. Right now, my current minimums are 10,000 steps a day, but I worked up to get there. 1.5 to 2 pounds of non-starchy veggies eaten in a day. Stepping on the scale every day. These are easy steps for me that I know are my bare minimum. I go for a daily walk every single day. Do I work out every day? No, but I have 3 days a week that I have to strength train. Does that mean I go to the gym for an hour? No, I just do some form of strength workout even when I don't want to. Whether it's 10 push-ups and then moving on with my day, or if it's a 45-minute Carolyn Gervin workout. Now you have to personalize this for you. You have to see what works. Whether it's just adding veggies to one meal a day, whether it's eating a meal that's based in potatoes once a day, whether it's going out for a 5-minute walk, whether it's just putting your shoes on in the morning to really start getting that habit going. You have to set your bare minimums, and then you check those boxes every single day. Make it easy, make it sustainable, and once it's too easy, then you make it a little bit harder. Okay, actionable step number 2. You are done restarting. Stop restarting, start continuing. I used to restart every single Monday, and I'm sure many of you have too, but that is no longer a thing that we do. We don't restart, we just continue. Whether you ate something that you didn't want to eat in the middle of the day, that doesn't mean your day is shot. It means the next time you're going to put something in your mouth, you have another chance to make a better decision. And if you don't, that's cool. You have another chance to make a better decision after that. There is no end. It just continues. We don't stop. We just keep swimming. There's no compensating for when we feel like we failed. There's no punishment for eating something off your plan. There's no trying to undo mistakes by punishing ourselves with workouts. Progress comes when you stop starting over and you just make the next supportive choice. In my mind, if you didn't quit, you didn't fail. Because guess what? It's not over yet. Step number 3. You're going to redefine success. You need to celebrate every single win. Going back to those base habits that you set for yourself. When you check that box, you need to do a little celebratory dance. You need to cheer for yourself. You need to celebrate that win. Success doesn't mean that you had a perfect day. It doesn't mean that you followed a diet to a T. Success means staying in the game, especially after imperfect days or imperfect moments. Consistency isn't about never messing up or feeling like you had a failure. It's about trusting yourself to keep going, because that's the definition of consistency, right? Continuing over time. If you quit, you're not consistent. If you carry on, that is where consistency grows. And step number 4, you need to find a community. And if mindset shifts and small habit changes wasn't enough for me, finding a community is what really solidified this change in my mind. I stopped trying to do it alone. I found other people that have the same ideas, follow a similar diet to me, and really have also gotten out of that all in, all out mindset. Now, a couple years ago, I invested money into coaching with Lean with Plants. And this is where building a community really started for me. I was surrounded by people that were doing the same thing as me, that were going through the same thing as me, and it just felt nice to have people to bounce ideas off of, to have people to talk to that actually understand, because in my circle in real life, there wasn't that many people that eat the same way or, get what I'm trying to do. But the thing about building community is I don't think you necessarily need to put a ton of money into coaching or joining a community if it's not in your budget. I don't think that is necessarily a huge barrier if you can't put the money towards something like that. While yes, it can be helpful, whether or not you're paying for it and the amount that you're paying for it, to me, initially, it can be motivating. But over time, sometimes the money is motivating, but sometimes it's not. You only get out of a community what you put into it. So yes, putting money into it can be a motivational factor for you to actually utilize the space, and that is a good thing. However, if you put money towards a community, but then you never interact, then you never chat, then you never actually put yourself out there and ask the questions and talk to people, then you're not actually building a community. You're just kind of like hovering in the background, right? And you're not going to be able to make changes for yourself if you don't speak up for yourself and actually make those relationships. Ask the questions to people who have been there, who are going through the same thing as you. So just because you put money into it doesn't mean that you're magically gonna get healthy and lose the weight. You actually have to put in the work. So even if you pay for a community, you still have to show up. You still have to do the work. Having a community makes it easier to do that work. It makes you have your own group of cheerleaders to cheer you on and to feel the struggles that you're feeling, and it just makes it easier to keep going and to stay consistent. And inserting my own little plug here, I do have my own little community. If you join on my YouTube channel page, we have the Kindness Crew, where we are building a community there of like-minded individuals to support each other, to ask the questions, to share our wins, to share our struggles. So if you want to be a part of that, go to my channel page, hit join the Kindness Crew. There is a link there for you to go over to Facebook for our private community where you can join, and we do tons of challenges and share lots of pictures and have lots of fun. So if all this time being perfect at a diet has been your strategy, I just want you to hear this. You don't need to try harder. You're not failing. You just need to be gentler. The version of me who finally made progress, finally was able to maintain the health changes that I made, was not stricter, was not meaner. She was kinder. And that changed everything. I stopped beating myself up. I started talking nicer to myself. I started showing kindness not only to others, but to myself. And because of that, I was able to just keep going. I really hope this chat was helpful. And I plan to do a little bit more content like this, like casual chats every single month, focusing on mindset, sustainability in our diet and our lifestyle, and what actually works in real life. So keep your eyes peeled, because next up, I'm going to be talking about how you don't have to count calories to be sustainable and actually lose weight, which is one of my favorite things ever. So if that's something that you want to hear about, stick around and keep those eyes peeled. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. I'll see you in the next one.